I went back mentally to when did I feel whole and purposeful and complete? And for me, it was when I was doing the training. And so during the 200 hour, they had Mo come in and she talked briefly about yoga therapy. And I just thought, I want to learn more about that because I'm an individual that likes to have structure. And I also was looking for another career, right? And it felt like yoga therapy was a little more meaty and juicy beyond a 200 hour. And what was more than that is I wanted, and this was what was missing in my corporate career that I just couldn't find access to, was working with somebody one-on-one. I wanted to work with an individual to help them one-on-one. And I wasn't getting that anywhere else. And in the 200 hour, they train you to teach a class of students, right? You hope up to like 30 or 50 students. And what I wanted was to go deeper with that individual and also work more on a nervous system level and a mental health level. And I knew yoga therapy, that was part of it. So I myself have had anxiety since I was a young child and seen many therapists and talk therapy and medication and whatnot. And I would say that in the yoga therapy program, I've undergone my own healing process. And I talked to another student before I joined the program that I knew, just to get a sense of what it was like. And one of the things that she told me that I didn't understand until I started the program was that this program is as much about learning to heal others as it is about healing yourself. And sometimes in ways that you didn't know you were looking to be healed. So for me, some of those aha moments were when things would come up for me that I was thinking, wow, where did that come from? Or wow, I've been holding on to that for a very long time. I was met with teachers and tools and techniques to actually help myself through it. My goals going into the program were to become a yoga therapist, leave, open my own practice, go to a clinic, get a job, that kind of stuff. And I got here and the goals changed. And all of a sudden, goals that I didn't know I had, like healing myself, were coming forward. And now I can say comfortably that I'm not quite sure where I want to take this when I'm done, but I want to do something with it. And I think for the first time in my life, I'm comfortable in that unknown, which, if you knew me before, is just astounding because I typically am that person that's like, I've got a project plan and I know the milestones and the deadlines and where I'm going to be. So that in itself, I think, was a huge outcome of the program, for sure. A goal that I didn't even know I had. One is obviously the moment I met Flossie and being in her presence and in her 200 hour training. I think that was the spark, right? That really launched me in this direction. But I would also say that Stephanie Sutherland, who's one of the teachers, really calls out to me because she is a PhD, she's a scientist. And in my mind, she helps me see an individual that can merge the philosophical mysticism of yoga and yoga philosophy with science, right? And the actual nervous system. And I would say for that same reason, I've really found my time with Leslie Kaminoff to be really valuable. Again, it's that merging of the two because I have a background in science and healthcare, and I also have that interest and calling into the yoga philosophy. So being around those teachers who can help me make sense of it, but who I can also look at and see this individual is living a beautiful life, they're successful, they can be an example and a mentor. It's funny, I actually found out my primary care physician is looking to do the 200 hour at the Soul, and I was like, do it! But for the yoga therapy program, I guess what I would say is a couple things. I would say, this is going to be a transformation. Again, I would deliver the same message that my friend delivered me, which is you're going to go on this path thinking you're going to come out healing other people. Just know that on the journey, you are going to be healing parts of yourself as well. I would also say that when you start, don't don't be afraid, because when you start, you're going to be with people who have been on this path for potentially longer than you, because it's the rolling admission. So if it feels like you don't know what is going on, it's okay. And no one knows. No one knows that you feel that way. But just stick with it and ask questions and allow yourself to learn in your own time. And then I would also say, don't rush. Take your time. If you feel like any of the coursework is starting to become overwhelming, I have found that Shannon and Mo and the teachers have been incredibly supportive, and that the first thing they'll say to you is, if you're feeling stressed, then we need to change something, because this program is not supposed to be creating that kind of stress. It's supposed to be helping you feel supported and achieve what you're doing, but they don't want you to feel stressed. So I would just say, take it in stride and ask for help.